Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel Coin Purchaser. If you're a fan of coin collecting or just curious about the fascinating world of numismatics, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into a very interesting piece of American coinage, the 1970 61-cent coin, which is often referred to as the bicentennial penny. We'll explore its history, the details that make it so special, and of course, what it's worth in the market today. So, grab your magnifying glass, and let's jump right into this fascinating journey. Section 1. History of the 1970 61-cent coin. First, let's take a look at the background and history of this coin. The 1970 61-cent coin was struck as part of a massive nationwide celebration, the 200th anniversary of the United States independence. That's right. 1976 marked the bicentennial of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. This coin was one of several commemorative issues that were released to mark the milestone. Show images of the Declaration of Independence, the Continental Congress, and revolutionary figures like George Washington. The bicentennial celebrations were a huge deal across the United States, and the U.S. Mint wanted to ensure that Americans would have a way to commemorate this monumental event through currency. Thus, special changes were made to the designs of several U.S. coins, including the quarter, $50, and of course the penny. Section 2. The design of the 1970 61-cent coin. The video cuts to a close-up of the coin, zooming in on the various design elements. Now, let's get into the design specifics. The 1970 61-cent coin, like other pennies of its time, features two main sides. The obverse and the reverse show the obverse side of the penny with the words, Liberty, and In God We Trust. On the obverse, or front side, the design is the classic depiction of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This portrait was designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, and has been featured on the penny since 1909. However, in 1976, there was no change to Lincoln's image. It remained the same as it had been for decades. Show the reverse side of the coin with the 1970 mint mark, the words E pluribus unum, and the inscription 1 cent. Now, here's where the magic happens. The reverse side of the 1970 penny was where the commemorative changes were made. For the bicentennial year, the U.S. Mint designed a special reverse that featured a unique rendition of the original 13 colonies' 13 stars encircling the words 1 cent. But here's something really interesting: the reverse of the 1970 coin does not have the traditional wheat ears surrounding the words 1 cent, like you might find on earlier pennies. Instead, the reverse features a bold, distinctive design commemorating the nation's founding. Zoom in on the reverse side to highlight the elements. Point: one of the key elements of the reverse side is the 1970 mint mark, which tells us that this particular penny was minted at the Denver Mint. The letter D in 1970 is crucial for collectors as it helps identify the specific origin of the coin. Section 3. The 1970 penny in the context of American coinage. Now, you may be wondering, why is the 1970 penny so special in the grand history of U.S. coins? The answer lies in its association with the bicentennial and the fact that it was one of the few U.S. coins to undergo a special redesign in the 20th century. Display a list of coins that were redesigned in 1976, such as the quarter and $50. Although many coins were redesigned in 1976 to honor the nation's bicentennial, not all coins were widely circulated or became the hot commodities that collectors hoped for. In fact, the penny, with its simple design, was often overlooked. However, The 1970 60 penny's historical significance makes it valuable to numismatists today. Section 4. Value of the 1970 61-cent coin in the market today. The host sits at a desk with a laptop open, showing current listings of the 1970 60 penny in various conditions. Alright, let's get to the most exciting part. How much is this coin worth today? While the 1970 60 penny is not considered rare in the traditional sense, its value can vary greatly depending on its condition and whether it's been preserved well. If you're looking for a 1970 60 penny in average circulation condition, you'll typically find it valued at just 1 cent. That's right, it's worth its face value in worn, heavily circulated condition. But hold on, things get interesting when we talk about higher quality specimens. If you happen to have a 1970 60 penny that's in uncirculated or near mint condition, its value could be much higher. In fact, these coins can fetch anywhere from 30 cents to $1.50, depending on the specific quality and grade. Coins that are graded MS 65, Mint State 65, or higher can command even more money in the market, sometimes reaching up to $5 or even $10 for an extremely well-preserved example. Section 5. Rare variants and errors. Now, here's where things really get interesting. While most 1970 60 pennies won't break the bank, some rare variants and error coins do exist that can command a premium. For example, some 1970 60 pennies have been discovered with striking errors, such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or even missing mint marks. These error coins can be worth significantly more, sometimes even hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on the rarity and severity of the error. So, if you come across a 1970 60 penny that seems unusual or different from the others, don't be so quick to dismiss it. It might just be a rare error coin that could fetch you a nice sum. To wrap up, the 1970 61-cent coin is a fascinating piece of U.S. history. While its standard value in circulation is minimal, its significance as part of the bicentennial celebrations makes it highly collectible, especially in pristine condition or as a rare error coin. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a casual observer, the 1970 60 penny has a lot to offer. Thanks for joining me today in exploring the 1970 60 penny. If you've found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more coin collecting content, and let me know in the comments if you've ever come across one of these in your pocket change. Until next time, happy collecting! Next rare coin, 1 Liberty Cent 1976. If you're a fan of coins, history, or simply interested in how small pieces of metal can tell big stories, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into a fascinating piece of American history, the 1-cent library coin of 1976. But before we jump in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy content like this. Now, let's get into it. Section 1. The coin itself. First, let's take a look at the coin itself. The 1976 1-cent library coin, often referred to by collectors as the bicentennial penny. While it may seem like just another 1-cent piece, this coin holds a special place in U.S. numismatic history. But what makes it unique? In 1976, America was celebrating its bicentennial. That's 200 years of independence from Great Britain. In honor of the occasion, several changes were made to U.S. coins. The 1976 dated quarter and $half featured special designs to commemorate the event. But here's the interesting part. In addition to those special coins, the U.S. Mint produced what's called a asterisk library coin in 1976, which is often associated with the bicentennial theme. Now, you might be wondering, why is it called the library coin? Well, the term library comes from the design on the reverse side of the coin. The reverse shows a depiction of the Liberty Bell and an image of a colonial-style library, symbols of the nation's fight for freedom and the celebration of American culture and knowledge. The design was created by artist Felix Schlag, who was also responsible for the well-known design of the Jefferson nickel. Section 2. The history behind the coin. Archival footage of 1776 American Revolution, historical libraries, and the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia. Now let's talk a little about the history of the coin itself. To understand its importance, we need to step back into 1976 and the context behind the coin's creation. The bicentennial celebration of the United States was an opportunity for Americans to reflect on their past, celebrate their achievements, and also look toward the future. The Liberty Bell, which is the central image on the coin's reverse, has been a symbol of freedom and independence since 1776. It's been housed in Philadelphia and was originally used to mark the signing of the Declaration of Independence. During the 1970s, the U.S. was going through significant changes economically, politically, and culturally. The mid-70s were marked by a kind of reinvention of national pride, and the government saw the bicentennial as a chance to create an enduring symbol of this pride. Hence, the decision to create special coinage for the celebration. In addition to the well-known bicentennial quarters and half dollars, the 1-cent coin also received a makeover, but the redesign wasn't as widely recognized. The U.S. Mint, though, did produce these special, bicentennial pennies in 1976, which were technically regular issue coins but are still an important part of this celebratory series. Section 3. Design details. Now, let's get into the design details of the coin. On the obverse of the 1976 penny, you'll see a traditional portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which was designed by Victor David Brenner and has been in use on the penny since 1909. However, this year, the coin features the same design as the regular issue pennies, so there's no change here. But what really sets the 1976 1-cent coin apart is the reverse. This reverse side features the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia, prominently displayed, along with the image of a colonial-style library, which symbolized the nation's commitment to education and freedom. It was a nod to the ideals that shaped the country's development in the 18th century. The reverse design also includes the words, United States of America, along the top and E Pluribus Unum, along the bottom. The year 1976 is inscribed under the image of the bell, along with the mint mark indicating where the coin was struck, either Philadelphia No mint mark Denver D or San Francisco S. Section 4. Mintage and rarity. One of the key factors in determining the value of a coin is its rarity and mintage numbers. So, let's break down how many of these 1976 1-cent coins were made. The United States Mint produced billions of these 1976 pennies, just like most years of regular issue pennies. But despite being part of a special bicentennial issue, the 1976 penny was still minted in large quantities. Here's the breakdown. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 4 billion 1976 pennies. The Denver Mint produced around 2.5 billion. The San Francisco Mint produced a smaller batch for proof sets, which is why these are often more desirable to collectors. While these numbers seem pretty high, the 1976 1-cent coins still hold interest because they represent an important part of U.S. history, and the presence of minting marks and condition variations can significantly affect their value. Section 5. Value of the 1976 1-cent coin today. So, let's talk value. When it comes to coins, the value isn't always just determined by its face value. In fact, The 1976 1-cent coin, while worth 1 cent if you were to spend it, can command more in the collector's market depending on various factors. Let's look at the different factors that influence the value of a 1976 1-cent coin. Condition: this is the most important factor. If you have a well-preserved 1976 penny in high grade, say, one that's uncirculated and shows no signs of wear, the coin will fetch more than one that has been in circulation for years. Coins in mint state condition are more valuable, with those graded MS-65 or better being particularly sought after. Mintmark and proof sets coins from the San Francisco Mint, which were part of the proof sets, are often more valuable, especially those in pristine condition. These proof coins are often used in collector's sets and were made with a special mirrored finish. If you happen to have one of these, it could be worth more than the regular circulating coins. 3. Market trends: the market for these coins has fluctuated over time. In general, a 1976 penny in uncirculated condition can fetch anywhere from 10 cents to $2, depending on its grade and the market demand at the time. But remember, coin values can rise or fall with time as collector interests shift. For instance, a 1976 bicentennial penny in MS-67 or higher could fetch $50 to $75 at an auction. In proof sets, these coins are often worth between $5 and $10, but depending on demand, prices can fluctuate. 4. Special variations: there are also certain rare varieties of 1976 pennies that can be worth much more. If you happen to have a coin with any form of error like a double die or a misstrike, this could significantly increase the coin's value. Today, you might find these coins going for anywhere from $1 to $100, depending on condition, with the higher-end examples reaching much greater values. Section 6. Collecting tips and market insights: if you're thinking about getting into collecting these coins, here are a few tips. Start with a good reference book. Understanding what you have is key. Books like the Red Book, A Guidebook of United States Coins, can help you understand the grading system and identify rare varieties. Check the condition. Always inspect your coins carefully for any damage, wear, or potential errors. The higher the grade, the more likely it will have value in the future. Stay informed on market trends. Coin values are always subject to change. By following numismatic news or auction results, you can get a sense of what's in demand and adjust your collection accordingly. If you're looking to sell, remember to get a professional appraisal or look for reputable coin dealers or auction houses to get the best price. Conclusion: host back in the initial setting, smiling.so. There you have it. The story behind the 1976 1-cent library coin. Its history, its design, and what it's worth today. Whether you have one in your collection or you're looking to find one, this coin is a small piece of American history that's certainly worth preserving. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1976 penny, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your fellow coin enthusiasts. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever come across this coin, or if you have any interesting coin collection stories of your own. Until next time, happy collecting! Next, rare coin 1 cent 1977 Liberty. Today's exciting deep dive into one of the most iconic coins in American history, the 1977 1-cent coin, also known as the 1977 Lincoln penny. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a newcomer to the fascinating world of coin collecting, today's video will provide you with a complete, in-depth look at the 1977 penny, its history, its design, and its value in today's market. So, let's dive in. History of the 1977 1-cent coin. The penny is one of the oldest and most recognizable coins in the United States. First introduced in 1793, The penny has undergone numerous design changes, and the 1977 1-cent coin marks a period of continuity and tradition in American coinage. The 1977 penny was minted during the administration of President Gerald Ford, and it carries with it both historical and numismatic significance. By the late 1970s, the design of the penny had already been relatively stable. The obverse front of the coin features the profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent was first issued in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Since then, the Lincoln cent has seen several redesigns, but the basic image of Lincoln's bust has remained a prominent feature on the coin. The design of the 1977 penny. In 1977, the coin still sported the iconic Lincoln Memorial reverse design, which had been introduced in 1959. On the reverse side, you can see the depiction of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., an architectural tribute to the late president. The reverse design was created by Frank Gasparo, the chief engraver at the U.S. Mint at the time. This coin is made from a copper alloy composition, with a weight of 2.5 grams and a diameter of 19 millimeters. It has a simple, yet elegant design. On the obverse, you'll find Lincoln's bust facing right, with the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust, as well as the date 1977 below Lincoln's portrait. The reverse side, featuring the Lincoln Memorial, has the words United States of America inscribed above, and E Pluribus Unum, which means out of many, one, below. The inscription 1 cent sits at the bottom, and the coin also features the mint mark indicating where it was produced. The D mint mark stands for the Denver Mint, while the S mint mark is used for the San Francisco Mint. So, what makes the 1977 penny so significant? Beyond its place in the everyday lives of Americans in the 1970s, the 1977 penny is also part of a transitional period in the history of U.S. currency. The 1970s were a time of high inflation and economic uncertainty, and the penny was one of the most commonly circulated coins during that time. It saw widespread usage in vending machines, cash registers, and everyday transactions. While it may seem like a simple coin, the 1977 penny represents an era of American economic history. Additionally, the 1977 penny is often associated with some of the most significant coin-related events of the late 20th century, such as the ongoing debate over whether the U.S. should eliminate the penny from circulation due to rising production costs and inflation. This discussion would continue to gain traction throughout the following decades, as the costs of minting pennies grew far beyond their face value. In terms of production, the 1977 penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, without a mint mark, Denver, D mint mark, and San Francisco S mint mark. The total production for the 1977 penny across all mints was substantial. Here's the breakdown. Philadelphia, 3,140,757,000 coins. Denver, 4,757,515,000 coins. San Francisco, 3,305,000 proof coin. This was one of the highest mintages for a penny in the history of the U.S. Mint, and it reflects the fact that the penny was still very much in demand for everyday transactions during the late 1970s. Value of the 1977 1-cent coin today. Now, let's talk about the value of the 1977 penny today. As with all coins, the value of the 1977 penny depends on several factors, including its condition, rarity, and demand in the market. Most 1977 pennies you'll encounter in circulation today are worth just 1 cent. However, if you are lucky enough to find one in excellent condition or with a unique feature, its value could be significantly higher. The value of the 1977 penny in today's market can be categorized as follows. 1977 penny circulated. Regular condition. Most 1977 pennies in circulation today will only be worth their face value 1 cent. These coins have been in circulation for over 4 decades and are generally worn and weathered. 1977 penny uncirculated examples, meaning coins that have never been used in daily transactions and show no signs of wear or damage, can be worth significantly more than face value. A 1977 uncirculated penny could be valued anywhere from 10 to 50 cents depending on its quality. 3. 1977 penny proof coins, especially those minted at the San Francisco Mint and intended for collectors, can hold more value. A proof 1977 penny, which is struck with a special polished die to create a mirror-like finish, could be worth anywhere from $1 to $3 depending on the condition. The higher the grade, the higher the price. 4. 1977 double-dyed penny. One of the most valuable types of the 1977 penny is the rare double-die variety. This is a coin that was struck with a misalignment in the dies, resulting in a doubled image on the obverse or reverse. A 1977 double-dyed penny, in good condition, can fetch anywhere from $50 to several $100s depending on the severity of the doubling and the condition of the coin. Collecting the 1977 1-cent coin. For collectors, the 1977 penny is a staple in their collection, and finding a well-preserved specimen can be exciting. If you're interested in collecting the 1977 penny or any coins from this era, it's important to understand the grading system. Coins are graded based on their condition, with higher grade coins commanding higher prices. Grade scale. The coin grading scale ranges from per P1 to mint state MS70, with several intermediate grades such as good G4, fine F12, and extremely fine XF40 condition. If you're lucky enough to find an uncirculated or even a proof 1977 penny, you might consider getting it professionally graded by a service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) or Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS). While the 1977 penny is not among the rarest coins in U.S. history, its availability and relatively low cost make it an excellent coin for beginners in numismatics to collect. Collectors often seek these pennies in various conditions, from mint state examples to circulated varieties. In summary, the 1977 1-cent coin is an iconic part of American numismatic history. With its design featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, it represents an era of both tradition and transition in U.S. coinage. While the value of most 1977 pennies today is close to face value, rarer and better preserved examples, including proof coins and double-dyed varieties, can hold significant value in the market. So, whether you're a casual collector or a serious numismatist, the 1977 penny is a coin that's worth keeping an eye out for. It may not be the rarest coin in the world, but it's a classic piece of American history that could very well hold an important place in your collection. Thanks for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1977 1-cent coin, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more numismatic content, and share your thoughts in the comments section below. Happy collecting, and we'll see you in the next video. Next part. If you're a coin enthusiast or a collector of rare currency, today's video is a real treat for you. We're going to take an in-depth look at one of the most iconic and widely circulated coins in U.S. history, the 1979 1-cent coin. Stick around as we explore the history, design, minting, and current market value of the 1979 penny. Whether you're an experienced numismatist or just getting started in the world of coin collecting, this video has something for everyone. Let's dive in. Segment 1. History and background of the 1979 penny. 031 to 5 o'clock. The penny, or 1-cent coin, has been a fundamental part of U.S. currency for over 2 centuries. But today, we're going to focus on the 1979 version. Before we dive into the specifics of this particular year, let's go back and look at the rich history of the penny. The penny was first introduced in 1793, and over the years, its design and composition have gone through several changes. In 1909, the U.S. Mint released the famous Lincoln Wheat penny, which continued to be in circulation until 1958. This coin featured a design by sculptor Victor David Brenner, with Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and wheat stalks on the reverse. However, in 1959, the U.S. Mint introduced the Lincoln Memorial design, which is what most of us are familiar with today. In 1979, the design of the penny was still very much the same, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the front and the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But the 1979 penny is noteworthy for several reasons, not just because of its historical significance, but because of some key features that collectors are eager to find. This right here is your standard 1979 Lincoln Memorial penny. The obverse, or front, features a right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The reverse showcases the Lincoln Memorial, which symbolizes the nation's reverence for Lincoln and his role in preserving the Union during the Civil War. Now, let's talk about the composition and production details for this coin. By 1979, the U.S. Mint had already transitioned from using a mix of copper and tin for pennies to a copper-plated zinc composition. This change occurred in 1982, but for the years leading up to that, the penny was still primarily made of copper, with a small amount of zinc. This gave the 1979 penny a nice, coppery shine. Segment 2. Minting of the 1979 penny. 5:01 to 8 o'clock. Now let's talk about the production of the 1979 penny. The U.S. Mint struck these coins in multiple locations, including the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The mint mark is a key feature that collectors look for on the coin. If you have a 1979 penny, it's important to check for this mint mark, which indicates where the coin was minted. If your 1979 penny has no mint mark, that means it was minted in Philadelphia. If you see a small d, then it was minted in Denver. Interestingly, there was also a third type of mint mark in circulation during 1979, the S mint mark, which was used for proof coins. Proof coins are special, high-quality versions of regular coins that are made for collectors and are not typically found in everyday circulation. Overall, the 1979 penny was produced in massive numbers. In fact, over 6 billion 1979 pennies were minted. But despite the high mintage, the coin holds interest for collectors due to some interesting variations that exist within the 1979 penny series. Segment 3. Variations and Era Coins. 8:01 to 12 o'clock. Now here's where things get really interesting. When it comes to collecting the 1979 penny, there are several variations and era coins that can make a huge difference in the coin's value. The two most notable errors you might encounter are the 1979 wide AM and 1979 close AM penny. Let me explain what that means. On the reverse of the penny, you'll find the words E pluribus unum and the letters America. On some 1979 pennies, there was a noticeable spacing difference between the and M in America. The wide AM error has a larger gap between the letters, while the close AM error has the letters much closer together. This difference occurred due to a die variety error during the minting process. Now, why does this matter to collectors? Well, these error coins are quite rare, and as such, they can be worth significantly more than a regular 1979 penny. A 1979 wide AM penny, for instance, can fetch hundreds of dollars depending on its condition and whether it has been graded by a professional organization like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) or Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS). There are also other types of variations that collectors are on the lookout for, such as coins with double die errors or unusual strikes. But these are much rarer. Segment 4. Market value of the 1979 penny 1201 to 1800 hours. Now, let's get into the real reason you're here. The value of the 1979 penny in today's market. As I mentioned before, the US Mint produced over 6 billion of these coins, so they're relatively easy to find. In fact, if you have a regular 1979 penny, it's worth, well, 1 cent. But that doesn't mean it doesn't hold value for collectors, especially those looking for error coins. Here's the breakdown of the value of a typical 1979 penny in various conditions. Circulated 1979 pennies. Common condition: these are the pennies you'll most likely find in your pocket change. They're worth only their face value, which is 1 cent. Uncirculated 1979 pennies. Mint state: if you have a 1979 penny that has never been used or circulated, its value could range from 10 to 50 cents, depending on the quality and condition. 1979 wide AM error coin. As I mentioned earlier, these error coins are highly sought after. In mint condition, a 1979 wide AM penny could be worth anywhere from $100 to $500, depending on the coin's grade and the specific market demand. 1979 close AM error coin. This is another highly valued variation, and it can be worth several $100s as well. Some can even go for over $1,000 at auction, especially if they are in pristine, uncirculated condition. 1979 proof coins. These were made for collectors and have a mirror-like finish. Depending on the coin's condition and whether it's graded, a 1979 proof penny can be worth anywhere from $5 to $15. Keep in mind, market values can fluctuate over time. The condition of the coin, any unique characteristics like errors, and the current demand for pennies all play a role in determining the price. So, it's always a good idea to check up-to-date sources, such as auction results and price guides, to get an accurate value. Segment 5. How to identify, grade, and sell your 1979 penny 1801 to 2200 hours. So, how do you go about identifying and grading your 1979 penny? First, you'll want to inspect the coin closely. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to check for any subtle differences or errors. If you think your penny might be worth more than face value, the next step is to get it graded. Coin grading is an essential process in determining the value of a coin. Professional grading services like NGC and PCGS assign a grade based on factors like the coin's condition, level of wear, and any unique characteristics. The highest grade a coin can receive is MS70, which stands for Mint State 70, indicating the coin is in perfect condition. Coins graded lower, such as MS63 or MS65, will have lower values. If you believe you've found a rare 1979 penny with errors or other valuable features, it might be worth submitting it to one of these grading services. Once graded, your coin is more likely to fetch a higher price when sold, whether through an auction, a coin dealer, or private sale. Conclusion: 2201 to 2300 hours. So, there you have it, folks. The 1979 penny may seem like an ordinary coin, but it's packed with history, minting details, and potential for collectors. Whether you're just starting your collection or you're a seasoned pro, keep an eye out for those era coins and special variations that could make your penny worth far more than its face value. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss another exciting episode. And if you've got any cool coin finds or questions about the 1979 penny, drop them in the comments below. I love hearing from you. Until next time, happy collecting!